What is the noise factor? The noise factor is the ocean of content that is constantly released online on a daily basis. Everything can become noise if it's not properly categorized, promoted, and organized online. This is one of the reasons why it's really important to have a strategy when it comes down to distribution and having a clear message when it comes down to market and promote and brand your own art. In 2023, we have seen a massive trend coming up, artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence in 2024 will become more and more accessible to content creators. In some cases, it will be properly used. For example, artificial intelligence as a tool. In other examples, it will be a substitute of other platforms that haven't been understood fully over the past years. This will create a lot of mediocre content with no value, no clear message, and not even with good quality. The problem is that independent artists and content creators will have to deal with the noise factor. This ocean of mediocrity will flood the online world and will ultimately affect things like the algorithm or the suggestions that it comes from platforms like Spotify or here on YouTube, and it will affect every single content creator. Now more than ever, we cannot rely on the algorithm, which is also one of the reasons why the whole YouTube creators community is mostly focusing on what they're passionate about, and is mostly focusing on providing good quality content rather than trying to study a title which will make a random audience click on the video and completely forgot about the channel just a couple of hours later. We live in an age where we have short attention span, but at the same time, when we provide the right amount of value and we get the attention of the audience, there is a high demand for content, which leads, obviously, to think about how to overcome the noise factor using both short-form content and long-form content. And for artists and musicians, this is relevant as well, because there is a constant trend in the music industry over the past few years about thinking tracks as something in between 2 minutes and 3 minutes, thinking about songs and also songwriting as something to shrink and compress content, music, lyrics, the message, in a very small time frame. This is because not just the new generations, but the audience in general, is constantly distracted and being bombarded by content from all directions, from smartphones, from smart things, which are the Internet of Things, like your Alexa or your smart TV, and obviously from the environment around us, which could be radio, it could be TV, it could be magazine, it could be in the form of physical banners, physical ads, and magazines. There's so much stuff constantly pushed. Get my attention. But what is really relevant on an individual basis and on a society basis? And how do we make sure that the right things get noticed by the right audience? Definitely, it's a matter of understanding how the noise factor works. The noise factor is definitely something that is not just related to the ocean of content that gets released online on a daily basis. It's also about the mindset. And the mindset is what we want to achieve with what we are currently doing as content creators and as artists. The mindset is to understand that being unique and being true to yourself is the core of everything you do. Because otherwise, it's not even art, it's not even entertainment if you're not trying to promote and market who you really are. And it's good to be eclectic. Obviously, if you are eclectic, and I can actually give myself as an example, you won't have to put out content in one direction and trying to please one audience. You will just get the stuff out there and see how the audience reacts. But the more you're eclectic, the more you are off the grid, the more you will have to engage in the real world with real people and building a community by meeting potentially fans on the venues on the festivals and all the different occasions that you have to perform, to play, to sing, to talk, to dance, whatever way you express yourself. Because of this, time and energy are currently the most valuable assets for a content creator. Of course, when it comes down to money, when it comes down to generating a revenue and building a career, online attention is everything. If you don't get the attention of somebody, then you will not even engage with potential fans. Obviously, the majority of people that will encounter in what you do online, probably 90% of the times are going to be a passive and unfocused audience, which is randomly scrolling on their smartphone. Even so, you actually don't know who is watching your content, who are your real super fans, and also who potentially can help you building your career. It's always good to be ready in an age where we experience the noise factor on a daily basis, to be consistent and to have a clear strategy and a defined goal, which doesn't have to be a short-term goal. It could be something that happens in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. And keep being motivated, because I can guarantee you that if you are releasing videos on a daily basis, if you're posting regularly on social media, if you're being consistent in the way you promote your own art, you are already cutting out more than 60% of the so-called random content creators or amateurs that are out there pushing their stuff with no agenda, with no strategy, and absolutely no intention to build a career. So keep an eye for 2024, the noise factor, and what you're going to experience. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, please check the video description below. You'll get a transcription of what I just said in this video with the main points and a link to download my free ebook, The 10 Hacks for Content Creators. It's just a simple PDF where there is a condensed version of some of the main topics which I'm going to be discussing this month, January 2024, right before I'm going to head to LA at the end of this month, and in between my upcoming session at the Spotify Studios in London. So stay tuned for more and see you soon.